Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got the Benchmade mini crooked river here with me for a review. And as usual, we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But first of all, let's just do a quick size comparison up against this little guy right over here. This is the Steelcraft series Big Knives Mini Glimpse. Very, very similar, very comparable, a little bit more expensive than this guy, but it's there. Something else we got going on is the classic Spyderco Para 3 right over there. And also let's do it up against Spyderco Para Military 2. So look at this, like the blade size is bigger, it's longer than the Spyderco, but the handle is shorter, so very nice blade to handle ratio. Let's do it also up against Chris Reeve Knives Large Sebenza 21. And since we have it here, this is the Peña X Series Mula. Very comparable in size for the blade, as you can see, just a tad smaller, but the handle is quite bigger and longer than that. And what else we have? Of course, Arius Generation 4 Style 55. So very, very cool knife, guys, over here. And let's do it up also against another Canadian beauty. That's the North Arm Knives Kaha 2. And also, yeah, because we have it here, it's the James brand, the County. So you can have an idea of the size of this little guy right over here. So this is the Benchmade mini crooked river. In this case, this is the custom version, let's say, because you can customize on the website the configuration you will want to pick, and it's a very nice thing. They give you the option to choose the blade, the hardware, the bolsters, the scales, and everything. So it's very cool that they give you this opportunity to personalize your blade. And in this case I just went with a all black handle with a Damasteel blade. Really cool contrast in my opinion. It's a very nice design. I really like this one. It's made by Benchmade. Depending on the price, it can start from around $200 and go up to the gold class. It can be, I don't know, $800 if you get the fancy options going on. So in this case you got carbon fiber scales, nice DLC coated bolsters going on. Of course, axis lock, everything is murdered out. Right over here you've got some stainless steel liners also blacked out. They are skeletonized on the inside, not chamfered on the inside, just you got the chamfering and the rounding off around the scales, around the bolsters, but you see nothing internally. The jimping is present only up here, and that's it. I don't consider this jimping, but I mean, whatever. It's this is just like a classic backspacer with some ridges, some gear pattern going on right over here, and lanyard hole is just drilled right here, right above the clip. So there's, of course, this is an axis lock mechanism to lock the blade, which acts by pulling down these two omega springs on this side and on this side, which are pulling, keeping this axis right into the upper position, you see, like that. So there's a notch in the blade, I don't know if you can see it, maybe like this, where this axis is gonna sit in order to keep the blade closed, or like that to keep the blade open. So very nice and safe mechanism going on, which eliminates the need of a lock face insert and lock bar stabilizer. I mean, there's nothing of that going on. So it's something different, which I appreciate, because it's going to give this knife like an extremely fidgety factor. I also like that on this side of the scales, there's just these blind screws going on, and just 2 screws on this side over here. Very, very nice. The pivot screw, it's protruding a little bit more on this side. As you can see right over here, it's a little bit domed. This side, yeah, also, but a little bit less. But I appreciate that it's nice and flush with the collar right over here. It's a nice detail. I like this one. Something that I'm not really a fan of, guys, and you probably guessed it, it's the pocket clip. It's, I don't know, I'm not really a fan of this. The spring tension is okay, but it's very simple. It's just a slab of steel and kind of like roughly stone washed and blacked out. So not really much effort went into designing this one. That's just my opinion. What I really appreciate actually is the blade size, because this is a 3.4 inch long blade, and the shape. I really appreciate this spine over here and the swedge going on. And look at this curve and belly, it's very pronounced, like up to 30% of the blade. And this Damasteel pattern, guys, it's just nailed it. And it also hides the logo, you see? When the light reflects onto the blade with some angle, this guy just disappears. So it's beautiful. It's very nicely done. Edge is plain and straight up to the sharpening choil, which reveals a pretty thin behind the edge blade. I was surprised. Very, very nice. It's a flat grind. You can see the plunge grind going like almost parallel to this angled part of the bolster. So very, very nice, guys. The stop pin is screwed in right over here at the top, and you have the tang of the blade just hitting up against that one. So also when in the closed position, this guy is gonna act as a stop pin right over here. Also, you've got the dual thumb studs, which are going to be removable with just a simple Torx bit screw. I think it's T6 right over here, like same for this guy, and for the screws right over there, this is going to be T10. So overall, yeah, I mean, the design is very, very nice. I appreciate this sweeping line going on like over here, and this is beautifully done, and then sweeps down like up to the tip, and then belly. I mean, it's nicely done. 2 finger grooves are gonna be just beautiful for the grip. So the sound this guy makes, of course, is this. It's the Axis Lock classic typical sound that you can make like forever. The mechanism is very, very simple, very straightforward. Just push this down, pull this down, and the blade is just basically free spinning, even if it's running on phosphorus bronze washer. So very, very nice mechanism. There's gonna be no blade play. It's nicely done, guys. And the sound, if you don't use the Axis Lock, it's just a nice solid clank, but it's also kind of like muffled in a way. It's not resounding. It's short, and when you close it, you can decide to do something like this, which is almost inaudible. Very, very nice. Or you can just snap it back like this, and you're gonna hear something. Also, like the weight in the pocket of this guy is gonna be 3.3 ounces. I can only feel just a little hot spot from the tip of the pocket clip, but only in a couple positions. Like for example, if I'm a little bit more recessed, I don't feel anything. If I'm a little bit more advanced like this, which you shouldn't do because this is not a finger choil, just a sharpening choil, you kind of feel like that. But in the regular position, you don't, because this is, in my case, you see, is just right, like ending up right into this spot, which it's not gonna cause any issues for me. So that's very good. Also, the ergonomic overall are very good, because I mean, these 2 grooves right over here are very, very nice. You can just simply place your fingers like this, and it's gonna be absolutely fine. We said there's no jimping going on the blade. You can actually do a little bit of a reverse grip, but for in my case, I have big hands and it's not really gonna feel super comfortable. I feel that something is missing, a little chunk is missing over here, but still, this is nicely designed, so you can see it just matches the shape of your thumb, so very, very nicely done. It feels solid overall in the hand. The backspacer right over here, it contributes to the overall rigidity of the structure, and it's overall it's giving you like an overall solid feel. The texture is pretty smooth all around, and something that is probably not 100% perfect is, for example, this gap. You see that there's some chamfering going on around, some rounding off of the edges, which are creating some, not gaps, but some kind of gap. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's not a hole or space or anything. It's that this side just, it's rounded off going down as well as this one. So it's not 100% flush. This is what I mean. And then this is gonna translate also into these areas over here. So very, very little nitpick, very, very small detail, but I guess when you spend this much money, you are expecting maybe a little bit of little bit better fit and finish, but overall it's all right. I mean, it's reasonable. Something that, yeah, I said I'm not really a fan of is the clip design, not the best, but overall the deployment speed of this guy is just phenomenal. I mean, this is a fast and fun knife. There's no finger sore, absolutely smooth, runs on washers, detent is dialed in. You have a nice detent suction when you just, you see, it's pretty high, so very, very nice. No rattling, no touching of the tip, just easy lock release, zero lock stick. It's very, very nicely done. Nice free falling, guillotine effect. Absolutely one of the best fidgety knife around. So overall, I mean, great look. The sound is nice, it's a classic axis lock sound. The ergos are very, very nice, except for maybe this pocket clip I would design a little bit better. But the overall look and sound and feel of this guy, I think it's pretty good. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.